Hey, y'all, it's Josh here. This is post me in the future. Just finished Heroes Con, and this is my journey of how I made my art auction piece. Each year, I like to do a piece for the art auction to help promote the show and get it off the ground. Do my small part. So, this is a journey from I believe beginning in pencils, very stream of consciousness, kind of me pulling out my phone. Just so anyway, hope you enjoy me making Typhoid Mary. Hey all, this is Josh Greathouse here. This is my Heroes Con art auction piece. For scale, there's a Sharpie. It is literally just a piece of poster board or illustration board I bought using it as one big piece. This is where we started with the thumbnail. I did change a couple things around. Actually, no, I didn't. This part right here, I might make this a little lighter to I don't know, technically I made these legs white. But, and when I mean white, the value, like a light value. So it's dark, light, dark, light. So we'll kind of see there. The other thing I did a little different this time. So this looks like black from far away. It is not. This is all color. My plan is to do, so today, under shadows, come on. Come on. Oh, you do not want to focus. Payne's gray and diaxin purple. Cools and warms. And then I'll come back with that. But yeah, so this is where we are so far. Now comes the fun part, erasing. Hey y'all. So finish the warm undercoats or the shadows, and let's go over a couple things. One, here's yield thumbnail, yield piece. This was a lot of fun, especially here, just doing these kind of random textures. So the idea is I'm going to color the hair red and then make this a little darker so her face will be framed. The quote-unquote subject, the piece I want you all to look at, is going to be her face. So I'm actually going to do her eyes green, but I'm going to do the shadows here on her face a green so it'll pop with the reds and such, because actually, let me just do this. This thing is worth its weight in gold. This thing is worth my weight in gold. Because I'll often forget, while I'm painting, I'm I can use any color I want. It's no, gotta stick to these. So, what's next? It's going to be the blue. So here, here, here. And I'm going to make, the boots dark. This dark. The belt's going to be dark. And her gloves as well. So, by mixing the two, you get a full black because it's the darkest areas. Because right now, this looks this looks the richest because it's the darkest. So yeah, we're good progress. I'm also going to knock down. I will use some neutrals back here to knock this down because I really want the heart-shaped blood to kind of pop, and I want the background to pop, but not pop this I want the pure whites to be her face. So that's where we are now. Now, here are the blues. So a couple things. One, I just kind of realized halfway through I didn't really explain these. So what I use, this time around I use these. I also, these aren't the right ones, but I also use golden. These are basically watercolor acrylics. Now, the reason why I use the accent purple and the Payne's gray, these blend well with other colors. And since they're acrylic, they won't reactivate. So everything's locked into place. So a couple things I did, clearly, let's pull out yield. It's yep, I added blue there, the Payne's gray there, there, clearly on the legs. Interesting. I should go back and add a little bit more there. The boots. I also knocked back this back, the most of it took knocking back this background, and I did a little bit on the hair up here, just so, one, to make her kind of pop forward, and to give a little bit balance, since it's okay, all the diags or Payne's gray was down here, let's add a little bit up here. So the plan is, go get some dinner, come back, do the green shadows here in the eyes, won't take that long. Tomorrow, start this thing off. I think I'm going to do all of the stocking, like technically they're tights, but all the fishnet stockings and yada yada with my primer black and white set. Am I doing this to justify paying for this and I don't use it enough and I enjoy it? Maybe. But then it's the kind of thing, I had you, yeah, like maybe not exactly this color, probably not. Like a magenta in the background. So it's going to be reds, dark reds here, flesh tone, then yeah, and a nice like deep blood red here. So, this like it's interesting. This piece was a lot of the penciling and inking, like took the most. Then it's the kind of thing like the background doing these little dots. I might add a couple big ones just to like break it up a bit, but yeah, I think it's coming out well. What do you all think? Hope you dig. Now, here are the blues. So a couple things. One, I just kind of realized halfway through I didn't really explain these. So what I use, this time around I use these. I also, these aren't the right ones, but I also use golden. These are basically watercolor acrylics. Now, the reason why I use Dags of Purple and the Payne's Gray, these blend well with other colors. And since they're acrylic, they won't reactivate. So everything's locked into place. So a couple things I did, like clearly, let's pull out yield. It's like, yep, I added blue there, the Payne's Gray there, clearly on the legs. Interesting. I should go back and add a little bit more there. The boots. I also knocked back this like the most of it took knocking back this background, and I did a little bit on the hair up here, just so one to make her kind of pop forward and to give a little bit balance. Since it's like okay, all the Dags or Payne's Gray was down here, let's add a little bit up here. So the plan is go get some dinner. Come back, do the green shadows here in the eyes. Won't take that long. Tomorrow, start this thing off. I think I'm going to do all of the stocking, like technically they're tights, but all the fishnet stockings and yada yada with my primer black and white set. Am I doing this to justify paying for this and I don't use it enough and I enjoy it? Maybe. But then it's the kind of thing, I had you... Yeah, like maybe not exactly this color, probably not. Like a magenta in the background. So it's going to be reds, dark reds here, flesh tone, then yeah, and a nice like deep blood red here. So, this like it's interesting. This piece was a lot of the penciling and inking, like took the most. Then it's the kind of thing like the background doing these little dots. I might add a couple big ones just to like break it up a bit, but yeah, I think it's coming out well. What do you all think? Hope you dig. So, just finished putting down the background purple, and man, it's looking hot. That is looking hot. So, originally I was going to start off on her legs today, but felt a little tired, just like, nah. And it's like, you know what? There's a lot of color that needs to go down. So for this one, I actually got to use like the big guy here. I never get to use this guy. Then went to this. And these are some of my nicer brushes. These never see anything but watercolor. And I got to use this. So what is this? This is Squirrel, but that thing's like a mop. That thing just soaks up water. So, where are you? Oh, there you are. I like this brand for like all my generic painting. Like I did a lot of commissions for this on this guy because I can use acrylics. Eventually, like acrylics will destroy that, but I'll just get a new one. I swear, everyone I know uses like this size brush, and I was taught on a 16. Anything less than that just feels small. So I mean, look at the point on that guy. But anyway, so what's next? I think I'm going to work on the background. So here's my palette. And yeah, you're dry. one, like that ate up all my purple. I need to refill that guy. Two, so the plan is like down here for the blood and stuff, use these colors here. For the background element behind her, use these oranges here. Now, how did I come up with that? Color wheel. Like, this is why, sorry, I know. I got complaints about my camera usage. This is the great thing about thumbnail and a, color wheel. I don't have to think. Because literally, like, with the background, I was like, okay, let me use, come on. Let me use purple. Because I know, like, she's got a bunch of reds. Let me use orange on the other side of that. And yeah, subject color is going to be green. Then it comes down to, like, well, is this light or not light? And ironically, like, yeah, both these are going to be hair. But I'll make this one darker, which is going to be more this with a little bit of purples. But yeah, she is looking good. So much pink, so much purple. Hope you all dig. And there we go. I think like the heart effect came out well. That heating up that backside came out really well. Not a lot of work to it, but man, it was basically so. Start off with that guy, move to that guy, and a little bit of that guy. For the blood, just these three. And like I said, what's interesting is you can see here, it's like that's some of the acrylic. Then I beefed up like some of the shadowed areas with that darker red. And that's what I love about this technique that Stillfreeze taught me. It's like, it's kind of like, cool, let me think about where my shadows are with the acrylics, and then it's like, let me go and play. The other thing I did, so for this purple, use the same water for the red, same water for this yellow. Why did I do that? Why does that matter? There's a slight little bit of purple, like, it's interesting with watercolors. There will be a slight, like, it's hard to tell by the human eye. There's a slight little bit of purple there. So by doing this, you don't have like a pure color. So my goal is that green is going to be like the subject is going to be that pure color. It's going to make you look at it. So what I did here with the heart, I'm going to mimic up here with the hair. And then this background, I'm actually going to do... So this background took up all my purple, which... So it's like the top is going to be that one, kind of goes into there. So, yeah. This is stuff I work on commissions on the weekends just because it's kind of easy and to move forward. So yeah. The other thing, I guess this is me sharing a little private moment for y'all. This is a part of like the art. It's always interesting at this point because it's like I'm starting to see it all come together. I'm like, yep, this is what I want in my head. This like the planning. It's coming to, like, a plan's well coming together. It's also interesting because this is the part too where everything kind of becomes, I guarantee, like, once I put down her coat and stuff and the hair, it will be really monochrome. And it's like, did I do the right thing? But when you add that little bit of green at the end, it's really going to pop and come together. Also, boots are going to be purple. I'll mimic like this in the jewelry. So, yup. Hope you all dig though, because yeah, I'm having a blast with this one. I'm glad I forced myself to do a single character. Alrighty, y'all. Back with a little bit more of an update. Got a lot more done than it looks like. So, as of right now, got this shoulder, got the top. This is actually all done. I know I'll go back through with a colored pencil to line some stuff up, darken some stuff. This was me playing around with this Kremer black and white set. So like all this leg is this down here. Same with the blade. Up here, it's actually a mixture of this and then back to the main palette. So I got a Payne's Gray and Diaxin Purple. So going through here, it's a mixture of adding like, this is mainly Payne's Gray. This is Payne's Gray and Dioxin Purple. Same with here. This is all Dioxin Purple with a little bit of Payne's Gray. Same thing with this. I know I'm going to have to beef this up with some colored pencils. So what's interesting, you can see it right here. So the top didn't have as much shadows, but the boots did. And the problem is with acrylics, it beats up and fights the watercolors. Just part of the nature of the beast. So now here's the other reason. Why did I do Payne's Gray for like here and here? Like this all looks kind of grayish. One, I guarantee you when I add that a little bit of flesh, this will pop. But the other reason, and I'm going to showcase it now, it's a good looking piece, right? Here's the thing. You want to look at all this, but all of a sudden your eye's wandering over there. Because that little bit of blue is now the most interesting part of this. And that black too. So that's a double whammy for you. So like I said, that's why keeping like all the green here. Everything else, like, it took me a while to learn this. Because it's like in my mind, it's like, oh man, I want this to stand out. I want this to stand out. I want this to stand out. And it's like, you really got to control it. So yeah, I know everyone wants to look here. I'm going to make you all look here. So what's next? Probably going to work on the hair, which is going to be like a mixture of down here. So like, it's going to be probably starting off with this red, and then moving through it. Then a little purple at the end, like a little bit here-ish, like near the face, kind of around there to make the biggest contrast. And then good old flesh, aka Shell Pink from Holbein. Here's another fun thing. I honestly hate like the color flesh because, one, yes, I am Caucasian. I used to do theater back in the day. They had the hardest time with getting me with makeup because it turns out I got a little bit of yellow in my skin. Like the second they figured that out, they can match the makeup. But yeah, it's like, because that's a flesh tone, that's a flesh tone, that's a flesh tone, that's a flesh tone, that's a flesh tone. Hey, what if we do dramatic lighting? That's a flesh tone, that's a flesh tone. Well, that could be a flesh tone, you know. It's colors. So, but yeah, if you want to paint the white folks, Holbein Shell Pink. Yeah, we're getting there. It's, like I said, we're almost near the end. And there we go. So, got the flesh tones. Little muddling here. I do like it. Man, it's... So I gotta go through and like tighten up some stuff. This technique, though, it's kind of crazy because, man, it's just straight value. So it's interesting. Some of the stuff is just like so much paint is down there. I'm gonna take some color pencil and kind of beef it up and add a little like white highlights to this. But yeah, I think this came out well. Like I said, it's interesting because even me, I keep looking at her face, even though I'm trying to look at all parts of the piece. So, also, I can't remember. I guess I didn't do one for the hair. Oh, that's right. I was going to do some stuff and came back and just started working. So with the hair, I forgot about this. This is unscripted. So I had this color here I never used, but man, it made this like rich kind of red. If I need to do like a natural redhead, start there. Not start there. And just kind of beefed it up. But yeah, I'm just... Like I said, knocked out the hair, went and did some things, came back to the flesh tones, knocked out... It's like the second you had that little green to the face. And like I said, it's... I want this to read as white, but I also want like it to be green so you're forced to look at it, even from far away. So I got a little bit more to do, but I think I'm done with the like watercolor part of it. So the next step is to remove the tape and then figure out how bad it looks under here, like how much I need to add white. Go through with color pencil, beef some stuff up, tighten some stuff over, and then yeah, sign it and call it a day. So this is my art auction piece this year for HeroesCon, and hope you guys like. I'll do one more video, but I hope you all been digging. me kind of just rambling about the process because it's been a lot of fun. Also, too, one thing one thing I love, it's like that little bit of red there, and I always make like my women look a little, I don't know, allergy or drunk. I just love that little bit of red that pops. So, oh, and the other thing is, if you notice, so I got a little messy with the hair here, which was fine. I then added a little bit more red. If you do it once, it's a mistake. If you do it in multiple places, I also heated this up, like added some red here and here. So I think like adding a little bit of red to the background just kind of helps beef this thing up and makes you really focus in on that green. So anyway, yeah, we're getting there. Hey y'all, so this is the finished piece, and man, those colored pencils came in and just clean up in tight spots, especially with these boots here. Whew. So typically a I use Karen Dosh. I use a watercolor pencil. What I like about these are they act like normal colored pencils until you activate them with water. But like I said, most of this paint, is activated with water. So most people I know are going to add color to it. Like this green here was the lines on her paint. Then on top of that, hey you, I have these guys right here. These are Karen Dosh. These are true colored pencils. They're luminosity. Really great. Love these pencils. Highly recommend them. For this one, this is the first time I tried this and this brand for these because they're brand new, and I can't recommend them enough. Holbein makes a colored pencil. These are a true colored pencil, not watercolor. But man, the coverage on these are great. Like a lot of that hair is done with these. And especially what's nice is like this shell pink is the same paint as her skin tone. So it's like I can kind of beef up, go through and add those. And this white, y'all. Ooh, this 501 white. You have to sharpen it with a knife, but man, it is like butter. And you get lines like that. So on top of all that, I also added a little bit of white dot in the eyes. Like literally just the littlest dot. But all you have to do is sign this and we're done. And this is always the fun slash kind of crazy moment. Because this is what you all see. And she's done to me. Like, she's good to go. Like I said, I just got to sign her, get her scanned, and then getting her to Heroes. But the piece for me is done. And part of this journey was to show, like, hey, this is how, this is done. Kind of get some hype up. But it's also in this age of, like, AI, it's like, oh, instantaneous gratification. And man, like, there's so many things I've done with this piece, which it's like, okay, like in hindsight, I should have done the hair first, then the background. I haven't done this technique for a while, and I forgot how much I love it, especially playing around with the values and such. So I hope you all dig it. I hope it goes to a good home. And like I said, now comes the worrying part where I'm like, got like a month or so to make sure I don't damage it. But anyway, y'all, have a good one, and hope to see you at Heroes. So this is post Heroes. This is it at the art. Like this is it at the art show. It did well. It went to a great home. It went to two fans who are huge Daredevil fans. So they said they're not quite sure about how they're going to frame it, but I'm so happy on this journey. So anyway, thanks y'all.